Just trying to be confident. I think I've learned my spots better. I think my teammates have learned me better on the floor. I think Pop understands my game a little bit better. So I think it's just about growth.
Marcus been playing unbelievable. So if he keeps playing like that, it's our job. Even if we get 4 shots, 3 shots, we have to make them. That's tough life. That's tough life. Like for me, I used to get 15, 20 shots, so I got time to get a rhythm. When you get 4 shots, you have to make them.
It's playoffs, man. A lot of different plays, a lot of calls, not a non-calls. Throughout the game, a lot of people always like to say it comes down to the last play, but I thought we played great prior to the last play. Put ourselves in position to win a basketball game, and that's what we did.
I think the mistake would be to come home and say, well, we're home. And our crowds have been awesome, and the environment there has been great. But I think that if we are going to rely on that, that's not good. We need to rely on the things that we've got to do and things that we can control.
Well, after the most analyzed 13.5 seconds in the history of sports, we're inching closer to Game 3, but there is that extra day off. With 3 days off between games, I'd have to imagine, even with OKC going home, this is what Greg Popovich wants, all that rest.
Well, they definitely want the rest. I think for a veteran basketball team like the Spurs, days off are good. That's why they take care of business the way they do. They sweep their opponent in the first round. They get those additional days. They come out and completely dominate the Thunder in Game 1 of the Western Conference semis. So now you have another scenario where you've had some extended time between games, and now you're setting up a situation where the Spurs are going to come out, they're going to be fresh, they're going to be at their best. But the Thunder at the Chesapeake, it's a tough place to play. It'll be a tough place to win a game.
How much of a problem has LaMarcus Aldridge been for the Thunder, and do they have an answer to slow him down?
Well, he's been a huge problem. They have the answers in terms of Serge Ibaka, Steven Adams, Nick Collison. They have big guys that can defend LaMarcus Aldridge. But in the playoffs, it's not about star players getting numbers. That's why they're star players. That's why they're all-stars. But if the Thunder can continue to defend at the level that they did in Game 2 at least, they have a chance. Even with LaMarcus's great numbers, they have a chance to beat the Spurs. The Spurs have been a great defensive team all season, so they'll continue to defend. The Thunder defense is what's going to determine whether or not Game 3 is a win or a loss for OKC.
And you know what it's like to play in that building wearing the home jersey. That is awesome.
Now, it's an amazing place to play, one of the greatest places in all of the NBA to play basketball, especially when you're the home team. But the Spurs are also one of the greatest big game road teams in the history of our game, in particular over the last 15 to 20 years. So it should be a great contest.
Well, in the Eastern Conference, the Atlanta Hawks coming home as well. Maybe not quite the same home court advantage as Oklahoma City, but Al Horford does know what the game plan needs to be for Saturday night.